What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of American Truck Simulator. And today we are going to be checking out a newly released modded truck. It is called the 90's Corporation truck, and it is basically a white, which I've never actually heard of. But then supposedly it's also a Volvo and a GMC. So I'm not exactly too sure which company it actually is. This one says white, but I believe the other truck that does come in this pack, because there is two, says Volvo. So I'm not exactly too sure. I've never heard of white, but it is a very cool retro looking truck. I do like it. And today we're also hauling a new workshop modded trailer. This is a Great Dane. It could be a drive van, it could be a reefer, it depends. You can add the customization of the reefer if you want. But we do have the, I believe it's a 48 foot reefer, if I'm not mistaken. There is a look at the back there. We got the chrome door, 4 mud flaps. It's got Colorado license plates. I'm not too sure what that thing, that black thing is underneath the middle of the doors there. But, like I said, this mod is available on the Steam Workshop, whereas the truck is available on the ATS mod sites. I've got a Cat 3406, 550 horsepower with an 18 speed in this truck today. So, very cool. It actually does not sound like a Cat. It kind of just has the default SCS truck engine sound vibes to me. But nonetheless, the truck does look super nice. Hopefully I'm going to try to learn how to do the engine def so that I can actually add Z-mods and Johnny Cash's engine sounds to these modded trucks. If anybody in the comment section can help me out with that, how to get actual file names for these trucks, do let me know, because that would be awesome if I could add Z-mods and Johnny Cash's engine sounds to these modded trucks and the Volvo. But nonetheless, as I mentioned, let's go ahead and hop in the cab here, and then we'll explain more about the trip. Alright, here we are in the cab. Got that older truck looking vibe going on here. Got the analog speedometer, no digital, no GPS either, so we're going to go old school trucking today. We'll probably have the GPS on the HUD menu, but yes, very cool looking indeed. We got a bed back here, thermostat controls, got the bunk bed going. But yeah, man, looks super cool. Got our shifter down there. Windows do roll down on this modded truck. Cool thing is it is the actual roll down windows. So if you guys ever hear the term roll down your window, that's exactly where it comes from. So we are currently out here at Rustic Lumber, and the only cargo you get with this trailer is shared cargo. But let's go ahead and start pulling out of here, and we'll go ahead and continue talking about it afterwards. Hopefully you guys are having a great day today so far. As I mentioned, we're currently out here at Rustic Lumber in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. And man, let me tell you, it was a definite drive to get down here. I am not gonna lie, especially with it raining like it is. This is gonna be a fun descent down. It was a very fun way getting up here, so it is definitely going to be a fun going back down to the main road. So as I mentioned, the only cargoes with this trailer is shared cargo. And I mean, I've had some weird pickup and drop-offs in this game before, but since it says shared cargo, I am assuming since we're picking up here, we're probably picking up, I actually don't know what we're actually picking up, to be honest with you, but we are actually going up to Ogden, Utah, and we are going to be dropping some stuff off at the Kenworth dealership up there. So, you know, use your imagination, I don't specifically know what we will be dropping off from a lumber yard to a Kenworth dealership, unless, you know, maybe some wooden 2x4s because they're adding additions to their shop. I don't know, but I feel like that would be a flatbed load more than a reefer dry van load. But then again, you never know. You never know. Gonna have the rain on our journey today, probably the entire time once again, as I had a lot of fun driving in the rain last time, so I'm like, you know what, let us drive in the rain once again, why not? But yeah, as I mentioned, it is a very, very, very fun drive coming down here with all these twists and turns and everything. So yeah, and then once we get back on the main road, I actually explored one of the unmapped roads that SCS has put in. I believe they're like secret roads or something. So I kind of want to go explore that and see where it takes us. So instead of actually taking a right, I believe we take a left. So it's whatever the opposite is of what they tell us to do. Yep, so they're having us take a right here. But we'll go ahead and take a left and see how long it adds to our journey. It was actually kind of funny. I stumbled upon this coming here because I didn't realize the road actually turned. I'm sitting there going straight, and then I just look at the map randomly, and next thing you know, I'm like, there's no road, no nothing. And I'm like, oh, so I found one of those secret roads they were talking about. So it actually doesn't add much time to our, or very many miles to our, oh, so now it's adding 0. So we are 0 miles from our destination here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this might actually not lead to anywhere. Yeah, okay, so that just leads to that. Look out, Copper. I'm sorry. Of course, it's gotta be a dang old highway patrol. Couldn't just be another trucker, you know. I'll take the other trucker, you know, making fun of me. It's gotta be a dang old frickin' trooper, man. Well, let's just say I thought it was gonna lead to something, but it led to nothing. Kind of disappointed, not gonna lie. Kind of disappointed. Struggling out here, man. There we go. Now we should be doing better. But yeah, I don't remember if there was actually any options for the interior to add like custom dash items or like interior items. If there is, I don't remember, but I feel like there wasn't. But we will be showcasing the other truck one of these days, so I will definitely, you know, go back in and double check to make sure I didn't miss any interior items that we could be adding. But now we are back on track on the actual way we're supposed to be, off of 131 here in Colorado. But yeah, man, like I mentioned in previous videos, it has been a rough, you know, couple years for me. But then again, slowly and surely getting better. So I do apologize for the lack of new showcase videos that we normally do. I do realize that I am slacking behind tremendously on train sim, new train sim content for Train Sim Classic, as well as Train Sim World. So I do want to greatly apologize for that, but we shall be making content on those and showcasing those off here shortly, within the next few weeks or so. Kind of get caught back up. Then I've got quite a few new demos and prologues to showcase, as well as just various games that we have showcased on the channel already, with MLB The Show, Contraband Police. Definitely going to get back into Harry Potter, so we got a broken down log truck, which makes sense since we just came from the lumber place. So yes, just a lot of stuff to showcase, and so little time, and these brakes don't work as well as they're supposed to, man. They really don't. I don't know if it's just the physics with this truck with the rain, but we definitely need to make sure we brake early and hard. But going along with what I was just mentioning with so little time, work has actually gone into full swing. We're currently in dig season, which what is dig season? It's basically when everybody decides to put in their like fiber projects, and basically what my job is I am a underground utility locator for USIC. We'll go ahead and get back more into this when we get a green light. So you may ask, what is an underground utility locator? What do you do? Well, if you have heard of 811, which is basically the universal dig number, basically I am the Julie that you have to call in before you can actually break ground. Now, basically what I do is I locate underground public lines, so like from the meter to the main is basically what I do. Ooh, we're gonna run a red light. At this point, we might as well go. We didn't get a red light offense for that though, so I think we'll be okay. Definitely gotta brake early, man. Ooh, that was a close one. So yes, basically I'm the one that puts the pretty spray paint and all of the utility flags in your yard and all of that, so that when people end up digging on that property or along the utility easement and all that, nothing gets hit. So that is what I do, and dig season basically is our busiest season of the year, which is the summer, where pretty much all the projects are going on with like fiber and fences and tree plantings and fence installations, and just a bunch of random stuff. So currently we're on last year we were working pretty much 60 hours a week every week. This year they kind of toned it down a little bit to where instead of working every weekend like we have, we're on rotation weekends. So some weekends some weeks I'll be working a full 50, some weeks I'll be working a full almost 60 weekends or 60 hours, depending on if I'm working the weekend or not. So I'm actually very thankful for the rotation weekends. As much as I want to work every weekend, just having one day off, it really sucks. It really does. But then of course once wintertime starts up and the ground gets frozen, it starts slowing down quite a bit. But yes, so my job is actually very important because it actually does save lives and all that. So, considering the fact of, you mark the utility, it's so, if they're digging so they don't hit your power, so that your power doesn't go out, your natural gas, so that you have a heater, water heater, especially if you have like a gas stove. as I mentioned, with power, so your power doesn't go out. We also do like phone, which is like landline, internet communications, cable, all of that, so you guys are not out of service. That is what my job is. And as I mentioned, with the long hours, it's kind of hard to, balance that, come home at like 5 and then have to go straight to your computer, go back to work and do more like recording, video editing, all of that stuff. So it's just kind of, it sucks, it really does, because I do want to focus more time into YouTube, but at the same time, it's like you come home from work, then you go back to work, and you don't have time for yourself, you don't have free time, and all that, so it does really suck. So that is why I've actually gotten pretty behind on making content and all that. Back whenever I had more free time working with Amazon, it was a little bit different. But now it's just more of the fact of, I come home, you eat, take a shower, all of that stuff, and then next thing you know, 8-9 o'clock rolls around, you're ready for bed, and you don't have that thought that, I'm gonna go make a video. You don't have that thought. You're just like, well, I gotta get ready and prepare for, tomorrow. Nope, we gotta slow down. There we go. But yeah, so that has kind of been the struggle I've had recently. Come on, hopefully we break before the line. But I'm actually very thankful for the 3-day weekend we had during Memorial Day, because I actually did get a lot of content done that I was wanting to get done a while back. Like, this is actually one of those videos. So I'm very thankful for that 3-day weekend, and back into the full swing of things and all of that. So definitely did help out quite a bit. But I do love my job, though. I mean, granted, yes, you got the long hours, the 10-hour days, and then the 8 hours on every other Saturday. Working out in the heat with all the BS and stuff that comes with the job. But I do like my job. I really do. Well, I can't say like. I love my job. I really do. Do have a lot of freedom. There's a lot of downtime depending on if it rains and lightnings, because we can't work in lightning. We have a very high risk of getting electrocuted with the job that we do. Kind of like whenever you're electrician, you can't really work on stuff when it's lightning outside, especially if you're a lineman, working on the power poles and whatnot. So, but I do love my job. I actually recently, maybe about 2 months ago now, I actually got a new truck. So instead of my old 2018 Chevy Colorado, I now have a 2023 Chevy Colorado. And my old one went to the training class. I don't know what happened to it after that. I just know that it was going to the next training class that was there after, whatever, went to some new training. But I've never actually driven a truck with less than 100 miles on it, so this was quite an experience for me. Granted, I think I got it at like 98 miles or something like that, and so far I have put almost 3,000 miles on it. I think I'm at like 3,200 something. Really? Okay, where's the way station? There it is. Gotta pull into the way station. Okay, there it is. It's like, where do I go? It's a very weird spot to put a way station. £94,243. Not too bad. But yeah, I do love the company I work for. It's actually kind of hard to, not want to stay, considering when I first started back, it's actually a year May 31st would be a year. And when I first started, I was making $17 an hour. And within the first year, like literally within the first year, I have gained a $3 raise. So I went from $17 and I am now making $20.16 an hour. So I mean, making that type of jump, especially your first year, it is very hard for you to say, you know, very hard for you to leave, especially when you have a very cool boss. Now, this might be kind of like a geeky, nerdy story, but my supervisor is a huge Star Wars person, and he purchased these like actual true-to-life lightsabers that light up. They're pretty freaking cool. You guys can look them up. Just look up Star Wars lightsabers. It's not like those that you get in the toy section at like Walmart or Target or whatever. These are actually like $100 lightsabers. They light up, they got multiple colors, they make sounds, and they feel like true to life with the weight and everything. It is pretty freaking cool. So he actually had one, he showed it to me, and you know, we were just kind of playing around with it a little bit. Pretty freaking cool. You know, you learn all the moves and stuff that you do in the movies and whatnot. Well, I told him that I might end up purchasing one here in a little, you know, like one of these days. And one time he actually pulled up on me. He was like super excited for me to meet up with me, and I was like, I don't know why you're so excited, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe he was just having a good day. And he actually bought me one of those lightsabers. Granted, it was what's called a mystery box, so I think he said it was like $40, and he bought one of those for me, and it happened to be like a lightsaber that was worth like $150. So at that point I was like, dude, I can't leave this company. They are way too good to me. I still have the lightsaber though. It's at Lauren's house right now for safekeeping, but I mean, shoot though, that thing is freaking badass, pardon my French. But I've been kind of practicing my moves, you know, watching YouTube videos and stuff. Might make some TikToks on it whenever I, you know, fully master it. So, but yeah, this thing is super, super badass. As I said, pardon my French. But you know how all these talks about, you know, leaving a job that doesn't pay you right and all of that good stuff. When you find a good job, you know you found a good job, especially when you have a good boss. And I gotta say, I think my supervisor, probably one of the best supervisors I have ever had at any job. Not because he does that type, not because, you know, he got me that, but because he actually fights for us, he actually cares for us. He doesn't like put you down if you call in or, you know, whatever, unless you know constantly do it. But my supervisor is probably one of the best people to actually work with, and he's one of those like skilled people. So he does like carpentry stuff. He makes his own, it's like beard balm. He does that. He makes his own custom like rings and stuff. So he definitely, you know, does work with his hands a lot. He likes to keep himself busy in his free time. So I mean, shoot, dude, I mean, you do you, but that right there just proves that he is a very good boss. He's a very hard worker, and you know, he doesn't like to have downtime. He likes to just do things, and that's the type of person I aspire to be. You know, I do the, you know, I go to work and then I come home, I make content, but at the same time I also, you know, do stuff at home. I'm actually still working on cleaning up and organizing the bedroom a little bit. Lauren and I'm going to talk about this in another video, but Lauren and I are actually thinking of, or looking into, hopefully getting a place by the end of the summer. So hopefully I can finally keep all of my stuff, you know, inside an actual house and not in one bedroom like it has been for the past couple of years now, since like no, pretty much all my life, everything I've owned has been pretty much stored into one bedroom. So it'll be really nice to actually have a place where I can keep, you know, stuff in a house and not have it cluttered in one confined space. Looks like we're getting on here just to get off, or does the interstate split? I think it splits, actually. You gonna get over, bud? Because I'm coming through. Okay, so it splits. Man, that rain is not lighting up whatsoever. It's just gonna keep raining and raining and raining this entire trip. But during the wintertime, you know, I was just kind of talking about my job. During the wintertime, when it slowed down and we were kind of only working like 40 hours a week, I was like, I started actually applying to a few different remote jobs to try to keep busy and all that. And if you guys don't know what remote jobs are, basically it's like work from home jobs and stuff. And I actually, like I said, I applied to a couple of them so that, you know, I didn't have to leave the house and I can save gas and all that when I wasn't working my current job. And two of them were actually the same company. It was for a social media influencer, and it was like the other one was the same company. It was like a dating site moderator, so I'd just be a mod. Basically a moderator of a site, you know, kicking spam profiles and fake profiles and all that. But yeah, I did, you know, apply to a few different remote jobs. That's one thing I'm really looking for, you know, down the line. I mean, the money's nice in blue collar work. I do love blue collar work. I think it's, you know, the best thing for me. But later on down the line, I do want to have a work from home job, like either in web design or IT or, you know, coding or something. And one thing that me and my buddy Dirty Russian are actually going to be doing is we're going to be kind of, you know, teaching each other how to do coding, like HTML and all of that good stuff, and like program coding, so that we can try to apply for some of these, you know, IT jobs or whatever. Granted, yes, I know some of them you will need a degree for, but we're going to try to learn it on our own without having a degree. Still got about 182 miles left to go on this journey. As I said, the rain is not going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop whatsoever. Oh, coming up to a 65 here through the tunnel. One question I do have, and if you guys are actual truckers watching this video, do you guys like have to stop for railroad crossings like all the buses do? Because I've seen it. I realize like tankers, what's in front of us here, I feel like they do have to stop at railroad crossings. And if you're hauling like hazardous cargo or like explosive stuff, I don't know what that was about, but we just had a massive game crash, and I feel like I've seen somebody say that they have crashed in that exact same spot. So we're gonna go ahead, hop in the truck, and we're gonna go ahead and try this once again, and hopefully it doesn't crash this time. Yeah, that was definitely a weird one. So we were at like 100 and something miles, and now we're back to like 230. Gotta love it. But what I was saying was, because I have noticed like different hazardous tanker trailers. Obviously, if you're carrying like explosives, you do have to stop at railroad crossings. But I've also noticed like regular reefer dry van trailers also stopping, and then some don't. So is there like a, do you have to stop at a railroad crossing if you are a, you know, commercial truck? Or is it just based on what you're hauling that you have to stop? I guess that's my question. Like I said, I understand, you know, if you're hauling hazardous cargo like a tanker or something, yes, you're going to have to stop. But if you're just hauling like empty pallets or like something along that line, do you have to? So if we do end up crashing, I'm gonna hopefully see if we can get into Rock Springs, and we'll just have to kind of bypass that area if we do end up crashing. Say, what are you doing, buddy? But then again, one thing that I really can't say I hate, but I really dislike, is those people that hate on, you know, trains and truck drivers and trucks and all that, saying, oh, the world would be better without them. But if they actually like sat down and thought about it, the car that they're driving was delivered by a truck or a train, for that matter. The house that they live in, everything in that house was delivered by a truck or a train, including the materials used to build the house was probably delivered by a truck, possibly a train. So you're sitting there saying the world would be a better place without, you know, if you didn't have to wait for a truck to, you know, start up from a red light, or if you didn't have to wait for a train at a railroad crossing. But yet, everything that you pretty much own, your smartphone, you know, your freaking coffee cup, your car, your house, everything in your house, was at one time in the back of a semi-truck or in a train car. It actually, you know, it makes absolutely no sense how those people think, considering, like, oh yeah, we don't need trucks, you know. We'd be better off without them, you know, they clog up the highway and stuff. And it's just like, well, okay, I think it started crashing like right here. I don't remember if we made it through the tunnel before. I think we have. Little America. I don't recall seeing that sign. We might have, but I don't recall it. There's a Hardee's billboard that I... Alright guys, so we're back in it. We're just before the crash site, so we're a little bit east of where the game starts crashing. I'm hoping I can make it to Highway 30, but I don't think we're going to be able to, and if that's the case, we'll just go ahead and end the episode right here. As much as I don't want to, we might honestly have to, because I don't see a way around. So we're actually going to go ahead and just pull off right here real fast. Right before the crash. Come on, stop, 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 stop. I don't need it to crash on me. So I'm actually trying to make it right to here. So if that's the case, I can bypass it, but I think it crashes like right before this rest area. So I was hoping I could come up here to Logan and go down to Ogden, but the only other possible way would be coming down here on 191 to Vernal, and then take 191 to 40, and then 40 up to 80 to 15, and then take 15 all the way. But that's going to add at least another like 300 miles to this journey. So I may end up doing a part 2 if it crashes again. Just saying. We might end up doing this in 2 episodes. Alrighty guys, I do apologize about the crashing. I honestly do not know what's going on. But as I mentioned, we are going to make this a 2-part video. So we're actually going to go ahead and take the route that I mentioned before the last crash. So we're going to go ahead and make this a 2-parter instead of a 1 video, which, I'm fine with. It, gives us a chance to go down a 191, which we have not actually gone down yet. Go into Vernal, which is a city we have not discovered yet. And then once we come into Vernal, we'll go down 191, continue on it, go to 40, go down 40, which is another route we haven't discovered, up to 80, take 80 west to 15 north, and head into Kenworth that way. So I'm hoping that way doesn't crash, but that is what's going to have to be the case, because I really don't want to end this episode. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and do a 2-parter. But if you guys enjoyed this video, besides the crashing, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hit that like button. If you guys want to, make sure you guys follow me on every social media. Everything is listed in the description down below. I'm trying to get better at posting on all my socials. So Twitter's the main one I use. Trying to get better at posting on Facebook, using the YouTube community tab, as well as Instagram and all of that good stuff. But I will catch you guys here on the next video. Peace.